Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to episode 50 of Content Creators Connect. Here we are all about encouraging the 3 C's, connecting with others via video, content development that builds your personal brand, and creators sharing their experiences despite their distance.
And the C3 team member leading this evening is Miss, where are we? Dori, known to everyone as DSpence, is using her superpowers to install confidence in those around her and helping others become experts in their own adventures. Dori, what exactly do we have in store for tonight?
I don't know if I should spill the beans. Okay, I will. So tonight is a very special episode for us here at C3. It is our 50th stream together. We have some really special insights, a little walk down memory lane, some of our most triumphant moments while streaming, and of course, it would not be a C3 stream if we did not also talk about some, let's call them, oops moments during live streaming. So we are going to talk about triumphs. We're going to talk about failures. We're going to talk about advice for streamers, new and old alike. Manny, how do you feel after 50 episodes of this passion project that we started last year?
Well, I love that you even phrase it as a passion project, because every single week I look forward to jumping on with you guys. Every single week. I actually can't wait to do it. I know I'm always not the earliest to get my stuff turned in, but I always look forward to Sunday nights because of all the education that not only am I getting from you guys, but what we are doing as a group for multiple people. Like, I hear it multiple times in my networking groups from what they're getting from our stuff right here. So, like, from when I think about how I feel after 50 episodes, I'm ready for 500 more episodes, because I truly believe we are serving a purpose. And one of the things I notice is that we just continue to get better and better. So there's no doubt we're just going to keep getting better and better. So what about you, Kevin? After 50 episodes, what do you think about this passion project?
It's just becoming more and more of a passion. Like you said, Manny, every week I look forward to tuning in, both as a presenter as well as a viewer, because I am getting so much information from you two whenever you guys are presenting. So like my notepad's just going like crazy as you guys are presenting. So definitely I'm learning, and the stuff that I'm learning, I'm trying to share that with everybody. And like you have said, many people have reached out and said they love the ideas, the content that we've been providing. So I'm looking forward to, you said another 500 episodes. I'm looking to 5,000 more episodes. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. So So, round of applause to all of us here for making it this long, for sure. Absolutely. And if this is the type of content that you want to see over and over again, please considering subscribing, hitting that like button, and hitting that bell, so you know that when we go live and we can entertain and educate or edutain you every single week.
Well, we are going to be doing a little bit of a round table, if you will, a virtual table with some questions, and talk about what is to come for C3 in the future. And I think at this point, we should dive right in. So I have a few questions, And we are actually going to, no pressure, Kevin. We're going to start with you. And
I
so
hope I don't fail.
there are no wrong answers here. So the first question for tonight, and by the way, those of you who are hanging out with us, please feel free to answer these questions right along with us down in the comments so that we can hear about your experiences and join in the conversation with you. So if you are ready, here we go. Question number 1 is, what is your number 1 piece of advice for streamers just starting out?
Just do it. It's not a sponsored stream at all, but just get out and hit that go live button. A lot of people are very hesitant about going live because they want to make sure everything is just perfect and flawless. But as we know from our previous 50 episodes and starting before that, you have to learn as you go. And the only way you're going to learn is by hitting that live. Go live and learn as you're going. So um, it's a journey, and you can only get started if you hit that go live button. And it doesn't matter what platform that you're on, just get out there and do it. So I don't know. Do we want to throw it over to you, Dori, to answer it?
Absolutely. So, my number 1 piece of advice should probably come as a no shock to any of you. But my number 1 piece of advice for streamers, and honestly, this goes for whether you are just starting out or if you've been in the game for a while, just be yourself. Lean into who you are. Do not shy away from those superpowers. You need to accentuate your personality instead of trying to hide it and trying to be someone online that you aren't. If you were to meet me in person in a Dunkin', this is me. You watch me teach with my kids at school, oh, this is me. I stream, oh, this is me. So my best piece of advice is be yourself. So now I'm going to bounce it on over to Manny.
Well, my number 1 piece of advice, you guys have shared some great things. I think those are some great advices. You know, when I stop and I think about my own personal journey, I kind of got to go off of that from the very beginning to still learning, still growing. If it's one thing I've learned, it doesn't matter if you're early, middle, veteran, long time, there's always a possibility of getting better and better. Like there's really no stopping unless you stop learning or trying to be better. Even as my true crime channel grows, I'm always thinking, like, as I'm working on a story right now, how can I be a little more different than my last one? How can I be, and I look around and I look at what they're doing, and I'm always thinking to myself, just keep working on getting better. I never have comparaitis. I don't, because I know their journey is different than my journey. My learning curve is different than their learning curve. But every single one of us went through a learning curve. And from that, we just got better and better. And it kind of even leads me to, Dori, you went through a Owen video training, right? Someone who's been in the industry for a long time. And when I think about even his content, it's only gotten better and better. Every round that he has these offers, right? It's like no matter where you're at, you're only going to get better. So just focus on getting better from that moment forward. So that's kind of my thought process on that. A little long-winded, I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, we are all, I think, in the same boat because I think it's because we're so passionate about it, to be honest.
Truth.
So, Manny, we are going to stay right here. And now I'm going to put you in the hot seat, if you're ready, for question number 2. And this one is celebratory. Second question is, what is one of your most triumphant moments to date with your streams?
Well, right out of the gate, I could think of a few of them, but the biggest ones that had me so tied to my phone just watching it was of some of my videos going over 50,000 views. I remember that very first time. Like I thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I could remember literally like, okay, I know someday it's going to come. I just didn't know it was going to come that fast. So that's where it's like I know that, when I got into this channel, my thought process was I want to be able to do videos with 1 million views, right? For some, they're like, to them, that's probably impossible. Not to me. That's not impossible. And that's where it's like the fact that I got to 50,000 as fast as I did multiple times, even 60,000 to be honest with you, but just that threshold, right? There's always like that 50,000. Okay, great. Next goal is 100,000. Same thing with my subscriber base, right? Okay, I'm great. I'm over 5,000 and I'll celebrate. But next celebratory one for me is 10,000. That's my goal in my head. So for me, having that triumphant moment was like, holy mackerel, you did it. You did it faster than you thought you would. Had it taken a little longer, I would have still kept going the course because I was going the course before it jumped, right? So it's like, it's always a matter of like celebrating them while you're okay, now recharge, next goal, and just keep working on getting up. What about you, Kevin? What has been your most triumphant moment in your streams?
Well, I'm going back to actual live streaming and at my beginning of my journey. I remember going live and just feeling sort of really down on myself, but in my mind, I had to get into the mindset I'm not playing for the live views yet and having people watch me. I'm playing for the recording so people will find and see who I am, so then come and join after. So took a couple of weeks, but my most triumphant was getting my first viewer watching me live. That is so exciting to be able to see somebody in that chat so you can actually interact with them, like asking them questions and them actually responding live in real time or with chat delay, uh, because the internet's not exactly 100% live whenever you are live. So as long as and that was a learning thing for me. Is like I was waiting for a response like immediately, but you had to wait for that delay. So now learning, asking questions, you have to sort of fill in that spot, fill in that sort of air until that person has a chance to respond, and then you can actually respond back to them. So yes, I absolutely loved when I saw that first person pop up. That was very exhilarating, to say the least, to be able to have that interaction. So, what about you,
Nice.
Dori? What is your most triumphant?
Well, I have to ask you first, Kevin. Did you get butterflies in your stomach when you saw the view go from 0 to 1?
It was it was like, okay, here I am going again, just doing another recording, and then I saw somebody. It's like, oh, I just popped right up. It's like somebody's actually watching. It wasn't butterflies. It was excitement. It was, and it happened to be
Real.
somebody that I knew from my community. So it was great to actually have somebody familiar that I would be able to just sort of feed off of, and
That's awesome.
that level of comfort definitely was there.
That's awesome. And I just want to point out that Anna said that even if there is one, it can be incredibly empowering. And she is 100% spot on, as always. So, my most triumphant moment to date. This was a hard one for me because I don't know. I don't know if it's because I celebrate like odd milestones. I don't know. You guys know, like right before the stream, I was struggling and I couldn't really think of what triumphant meant for me. And Kevin actually helped me with this. And so triumphant in terms of consistency with my DSpence dish daily live stream.
Which I love.
Yep. Where's that applause button? Hit that applause button.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm playing with my new toy, so that's why you guys are getting the applause. So hopefully you're okay with that. So yeah, I think for a myriad of reasons, consistency is probably my biggest triumph. It's one of the things that people recognize most about my streaming. And I think it's one of the things that, to be honest, my audience appreciates, because there are days, and this is probably a piggyback on that triumph for me, when people come into the comments or after they send me a private message through Facebook Messenger or something that says, "Hey, what you said this morning was exactly what I needed to hear." Probably without the fear of tearing up, I would say the behind the scenes, that's my triumph. But that triumph comes from being consistent. And
Sure.
Anna, yeah, I do try to always show up. Sometimes I'm a day late and $1 short, but I'm there. I'm there. So yeah, I would say that's my biggest triumph. So now, okay. So we go from this like moment to now we're gonna be like, oy vey kind of moment. So the next question, and I'm in the hot seat first this time.
Don't forget the button.
Oh, the what? Wait, where is it? So our funniest oops moment during a live stream. Now, I will say, we've had several here on C3. Just, it's just the nature of the beast. But I have a personal hilarious, well, I say hilarious. My students are like, yeah, that's not very hilarious, but I laugh at myself. But I think this is funny. It also kind of speaks volumes to my peeps, my audience. So I was doing a DSpence daily dish, and this one was back when I was just sitting in my car, going live from my phone in the morning. I'd be putting my makeup on and talking about like mindset stuff. What I didn't realize was that because it was cold out, I left my car running, and my phone was actually attached to my car's Bluetooth, and there was no audio whatsoever on the live stream. And I'm talking like from the get-go until I signed off. And you would be like, oh, that's no big deal. Live streamers have that problem all the time. Yeah, and we've even had audio issues here on C3. But here's the thing. I had about a dozen people hanging out with me live. Like, my viewer count was hovering right around a dozen. Not a single person put down in the comments that they could not hear me. Not a one. It wasn't until after the live stream was over. My sister was actually one of them. I didn't know at the time that she was watching. And she messaged me and said, like, we couldn't hear you. And I said, why wouldn't you tell me that? Like, I can see comments on the screen. Why wouldn't you tell me? She said, Renee and I were messaging each other, and you just looked really passionate and into what you were talking about, so we didn't want to interrupt you. I was like,
we'll just have a conversation about it.
yeah. Like, I said, so what did you think? I was just like miming? I was practicing my miming skills? Like, what did you think was happening there? They're like, your hands were going and your facial expressions, and you were just like so into some stuff, and we didn't want to interrupt you. You were on a roll. I said, okay. So that's my funniest oops moment. And I don't know is that I will ever top it, nor do I want to. So that was mine. Now, Manny, I'm coming to you, buddy.
Well, my funniest oops moment during a live stream was after a training that I had done. I was teaching a social media class online that I used to run all the like weekly. And at the end of my stream, when I said bye to all the Zoom and we're live to Facebook and we're live to YouTube, and I did not stop the stream. Like it was still going. I don't even know what was going on. Like if I just had a jet or go run, but it was going for an additional 45 minutes. I had people messaging me, Manny, the stream is still live. And I wasn't getting it at that moment. So it's like I had no clue. Then, of course, I had to go back and be like, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. See, like, to me, like the oops more is frustration, like embarrassing moment, but that was kind of funny because it was number one, it was really like a long-winded, so people still were jumping on and there's no one there, just my I don't even know if I don't even know what was behind me, but it's funny, people were still jumping on and no one was there. Maybe it's that curiosity gets the cat type thing, like why is it streaming and still streaming. So that was my funniest oops moment during a live stream. Well, I'm telling you, this topic made me think about so many different things, right? I don't want to. Okay, Anna, I don't know. I don't really remember. Like, I know I wouldn't be doing anything like that would be so horrifying. But the fact that it was still live, it's like, oh my gosh. What about you, Kevin? Like what was that funniest oops moment for you?
Well, it was quite similar to what Dory had said. It's going through an entire segment of my show without having any microphone, but it didn't happen until I was going into my next scene that somebody did mention saying, "Oh, by the way, your microphone's not on." It's like, well, why didn't you tell me at the beginning while I was doing my introduction? And this wasn't at the very beginning either. I'd been streaming for like a year and a half, 2 years, and I was thinking, okay, I have everything all laid out, everything automated. But for some reason, I think it was because I was playing with some new mics that it actually had changed my settings in my streaming software. So it was trying to point to a mic that didn't exist. So that's why that automation didn't work. So
Was
I
that our
learned from
stream? Was that our live stream?
it was another stream that I had done, but
Because you did that with us too now.
yeah, no, I'm not saying that I have, but yeah, it definitely has happened, and always take it as a learning opportunity and move on from there. So I definitely have a few of those oops moments, but it as a live streamer, you just sort of roll with it. You say, "Hey, it happens," just and you can't go back in time and reset and do everything because that's the beauty of live streaming is whatever you do, you just have to roll with it and move on. So
That's why I love it
True.
so much.
Very true.
Anna is sharing her funniest oops.
Oh, I want to hear that.
Anna said that one time she had a guest on, and when she came into the studio behind the scenes, they started the conversation, and it was so good that she actually forgot to press the
Oh
red
no.
live button. Hey,
Whew.
Anna, listen, I know, I get it. I've had conversations with you, and we can get deep, and you get so into it that you just forget. You just forget. It happens to the best of us. Also, I got to shout this out again. Kevin, Anna loves your bow tie.
well, I had to get dressed up for the occasion because it was our 50th stream.
Absolutely. Okay, now we are on to our last question. And this one is going to be tough because we've had 50 episodes to think about here. So here it is, Kevin, and you're first, buddy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
One thing that you have learned during our 50 live streams together.
Do I have to pick just one?
I know, right?
Because we've really fed off of each other this last year, all three of us. We sort of have our own area of expertise and like social media marketing. you have the expert there who does this for a living, and being able to pick his brain and him sharing his tips, learning so much from Manny about that. And Dory, with all of your insights of being yourself and being, yeah, just being yourself on screen, that definitely has helped in developing my own personality on screen as well. So um, it's not all about how to do stuff, all the technical stuff. It's how do you present yourself on screen? What kind of strategy do you have, as well as the technical stuff? So it's all three of us combining everything all together, I think is very beneficial. And like I said, I've been learning every single stream that we've been on about various things. It's like, yeah, I may know a little bit about this, but you guys take it to the next level and help me learn even more. So it's not just one thing that I'm learning every these last 50 episodes. It's a ton of stuff. So what about you, Dory? What kind of things have you learned over the last 50 episodes?
Well, when I first thought about this question, I thought, okay, what kind of content have I learned from these two brainiacs that I get to sit with? And then I thought, nope, that's not the approach that I want to take to this question. My approach, I want to be about more how did I grow? Like, what did I learn to help me grow as a streamer? And this is what I've learned, that I have got to let go of my type A OCD personality. And that one of the things that I have loved about this passion project, because it really truly is a passion. Like, I look forward to Sunday nights. It's crazy. And one of the things that I've learned about streaming is that working with others who have different personalities, they have different streaming experiences. Everybody has their own strengths. Working as a team, it makes you so much better that when you then go back and you live stream in your own productions and you're just on with yourself and you have none of these fancy overlays and you don't have, anybody to bounce ideas off of or to ask questions of, it's okay, because in your head, like, all right, I'm going to get creepy here for a second, guys. So buckle in. Sometimes when I am trying to come up with ideas, like sometimes I will physically type questions to you. Other times, like I'm having conversations with you in my head. I'm like, what would the guys think about something like this? I wonder what their advice would be if I did something like this. And so one of the things that I've learned is that no one ever has to do it alone. And if you're someone like me who is so over the top type A OCD, leaning on others, it only makes you better. So that's my thought. Manny, what about you?
So, like, when I was thinking up this question, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many different things, because every week, honestly, when it's one of you guys, every single week I get some value. But I was like, okay, that one thing that really stands out. And honestly, it's hard to really pinpoint one thing, but it kind of still sums up into one thing. You did a training on, kind of creating your own solo production. That has helped me immensely because of doing this. I do this a lot for clients. I have cooking show. I have, a pharmacist that cares. I have realtors. I have home build. I got so many. So I am that solo production. All they do is get on the camera. I take over from there. And so, with the help of your solo production training that you did, and with the help of with Kevin, because I'm pretty good at Canva, but all the training that Kevin has done around Canva has helped me put together solo production, because when it comes to that solo production, you need graphics. So I'm summing this up into that one thing and under solo production, because I am that solo producer. So it's like, as that solo producer, you guys, that one thing is you've helped me get better at being a solo producer for my clients. I was talking to one person who was like, how do you do that cooking show? And I was like, I do it like this. I have them do this and this, and I'm taking it from there. But where does a lot of this come from? Your help. Because you guys got to remember, before we started doing this, I just barely started with vMix. Right? I only had OBS for a few months, and I upgraded to vMix, and now I'm using vMix and I'm using Ecamm, right? So it's like, come on, Dori, let's be real. I would not be using Ecamm if we never started this. So when I think about that one thing, that was perfect. So I think about being a solo producer because of you guys. I've gotten so much better. So that would be that one thing that I really taken away from all of what, because again, when you guys are teaching, I'm the student now. I'm just like Kevin said, we're taking notes, we're following, we're learning as you're educating. Sure, sometimes we have an idea of what you're teaching, and like we've been there, but there's always that one little nugget I didn't know about. Literally. Again, I thought I was great at Canva, and you guys keep coming away and blowing it out of the water. So it's like, when you think about that one thing, you've helped me become a much better solo producer. So thank you.
Aw.
That's awesome to
And
hear.
how interesting is that it takes a project where there are three of us working together, and your takeaway is that it's made you better with your solo stuff. Like, I love that on so many levels. And I would like to, let me switch on over first. So one of the things that I want to point out is, why did we choose to do this with our 50th episode? And I think the biggest thing that you have to remember is that we want to show that, A, we're walking the walk and talking the talk. And B, as streamlined as certain things look, or as not streamlined as they look sometimes, it happens to everyone. I've been streaming for a long time, as have these guys individually. And it's important to know that you celebrate your successes and you have to laugh at the oops, because they happen to absolutely everyone. So before we get into our final topic, I want to just give one more chance for the guys to say anything else that they want to say at this point, and I'm going to start with Kevin.
Well, I want to say a huge thank you to the both of you for agreeing to be part of this passion project and to continue on with it. It's definitely has opened my eyes. And yes, I'm a vMix user, and I don't think I'll be going to Ecamm anytime soon because I don't have any Mac stuff here to go with Ecamm stuff. But I love the fact that we have experts all across the board, whether it be OBS, vMix, or Ecamm, to help out the viewers of our channel with whatever software that they're having issues and want to learn about. So becoming techsperts in everything, it definitely does help. So thank you to the both of you for continuing on this journey, and I look forward to celebrating the next 50 episodes.
Woo-woo.
Nice. I love it. My first takeaway real quick, Dori, thank you for thinking of this topic for your time, because this is the time that you were sharing. And I, when you first visually brought this to us, I was thinking, whatever she wants, I'm good. I didn't see it going this great. Like, I saw like, oh, we're going to share. I just thought this, we're celebrating our 50th. You took control. The teacher in you always, honestly, I love that about you. It helps me. You know, you still have some of your OCD there, and I know, let me not push the buttons, right? So I love it. That keeps us all in that same playing field to get better and better. Because look, when we jump on, how fast are you? Like zip, 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 zip. We're ready, guys. I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm still drinking my water. So it's like, I love what we have created here. And truth is, though we're saying how much we're learning from one another, we didn't start this for us. We started this to help other people. So if we're getting value from one another, we can only imagine how much more value is out there for that many more people who want to break into live streaming. I talk about live streaming all day, every day. And here's the truth. People have a major fear of getting in front of that camera. And that's why this show is important. My friends, if you've not subscribed yet, you're better hit that subscribe button, because all we want to do is feed you, the people, value. So that's my takeaway from everything that we've been doing around here.
Marcus has missed the first 49 episodes. Marcus, subscribe. Notification bell, buddy. I love you. I love Marcus. Guys, if you have not watched Marcus's streams, you need to do it, because Marcus is an amazing streamer.
I'm a subscriber.
Let me see here. Let's see. Marcus said, this is really important. I want to bring it back up on screen. He said the tool is not important. It's about the content. And he's 100% right, as long as you're using a Mac. Sorry. I'm full of it tonight. Look out, everybody.
Since I use both, I will say I use both a lot. I probably use Ecamm more now. I have to say, vMix, powerful. There's so many features I wish Ecamm had. Same thing with Ecamm. There's things that I wish vMix had. And I was like, oh, I'm still getting used to these little things, but they're both powerful. You really can't go wrong with one or the other. You just have to learn whichever one.
I was going to say, with you being a solo producer too, you can use whatever works well with your clients as well.
That's why I'm using both still.
100%. Anna says, I want to thank the three of you for showing up, for sharing wisdom, and may the Lord take you not to 100, but 1,000. You guys are awesome.
That was great.
Anna.
That was great.
Big heart. That's sweet. Let's see. The chemistry between y'all looks great. Oh, let me put that up on screen. Let's see. Oh, Anna's rooting for us. She's telling Marcus to check us out. Marcus, subscribe and ring the bell. Woohoo! And Anna's a PC all the way. Anna.
Yes.
You guys know that I'm just kidding, right? You know that I am totally just kidding. Totally just kidding. But now, guys, we have something important, because we promised that we would talk about the future of C3. And y'all, we are not going anywhere. We are just getting started. So what I want to do is I want to end with one topic that each of us are looking forward to covering in the future during our presentation. And Manny, no pressure, but I'm starting with you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I think one of the trending things that have been a part of social media is short form video content. So that is definitely something that I'm going to be hitting more on as we move forward, because short form is not going anywhere, and it is here to stay. It's been trending in this industry for a little while now. And again, as we are more than halfway through 2023, it's only getting more powerful. So it's like, at the end of the day, you're still going to need long form and short form, but short form, especially on Facebook, the short form is the winner. That's what I'll be covering more of.
Kevin, what about you?
100%. And I sort of want to roll off of what Manny was saying is, yeah, short form is king right now. not only just the major platforms, but there's other platforms out there coming out with just short platform. So what I'm looking forward to is how do you repurpose your own content that you've already used so you're not having to recreate that short content because the previous content that you've done over like our past 50 episodes, we have some really great golden nuggets of information that we should be able to compile that into short clips to be able to get out in front of more eyes. So that is one thing that I'm looking forward to in the next 50 episodes is teaching everyone how to we've done a sort of touched on it right now or very briefly sort of like at the iceberg level where or Titanic level where just the very top of it, whereas there's so much more information underneath that we can really dig our teeth into and really grow and help and finding the tools and how to do it efficiently and with the help of AI as well to be able to pull that information out because I'm a techie by heart, so using AI to make my job easier, I am all for it. So, what about
Awesome.
you, Dory? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I don't know. I have like a lot of ideas kind of bouncing around in my head, but I definitely want to explore more of how AI can help streamers. One of the things I recently just did a live stream on was an app that people are using right now called Rimini. And it was very interesting and also kind of freaky at the like quality and clarity of my photos that it generated for me. Um, but the other thing that I want to focus on, because you guys know I'm all about like the personality and the confidence and things. So one of the things that I want to focus on in the very near future is letting people know who you are, what you're about, and what you're about to give them as far as value in terms of creating a hook system for your videos. I think that that's really important, especially on YouTube, because I don't know if you guys noticed, YouTube is automatically playing the videos now. And so those first like 10 seconds are key. And there are a lot of people that are missing opportunities with that. So those are two things that I definitely want to focus on for sure. And let's see. Anna is saying definitely repurposing, work smarter, not harder. I love that idea. Um, and Marcus is planning to focus on vulnerability. That's a good topic, Marcus. I love that topic because
Ooh,
I'm all about that kind of stuff. So I love that idea.
that's a great one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um so let's see. I think we've got everything from the comments. Guys,
Well, Anna actually has another
guys.
comment in there
Oh,
about
what's that?
Marcus is rocking the
Oh,
shorts.
Marcus is oh yes. Marcus's shorts are amazing. I love them. I love them. Um, yeah, I don't know why. I keep saying I'm getting on the shorts bandwagon. Y'all, I'm just still thumbing a ride on the side of the road for that. I have not gotten there yet, but I promise to be there soon. Um, as my parting words, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to both of you and for everyone who hangs with us every week because there are times where we as streamers get frustrated. We find excuses where we shouldn't push the button. And when you're part of a project like this, you know that you have to show up for your team. And so I want to thank you guys for holding me accountable and making it one hell of a ride so far. So I want to say thank you to you guys and I love you big time. And with that, for the 50th time, here we go.
My friends, if you enjoy content like this, and as you can see, after 50 episodes, we truly love what we're doing it here. And we're hoping that you find this useful enough that we would love it if you'd like and subscribe to our channel. And just so you know, sharing our content is also another great way to share the love. And you can visit our website for all the information that you can connect with us right there on your screen at linktree/content creators connect. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
And as always, we want to hear from you. So if there is a topic that you want us to dive deeper into, let us know down in those comments so that we can dig into it and present the information that you want. So for the 50th time, Dori, let's wrap this episode up.
Thank you for joining Content Creators Connect, aka C3, tonight as we celebrated our 50th episode with some of our own experiences in our streaming journey. We return next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Manny, this guy right down here, will be showing us ways to use Facebook clips. That is going to be a good one because you know I love me some Facebook. We will be multicasting live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, so be sure to join us. Until then, as always, we urge you to identify and lean into your 3 C's. Start today creating unique content that builds connections and breaks down those barriers. See you next week.
Bye. Thanks for joining.
Happy 50!